Remember when friends meant more than one or two people in your life and you kind of had like an extended friend group? Like, I don't know what happened, but through the past 5, 6 years, the extended friend group has just kind of dwindled down. I don't know if I'm using the right word right now, but it seems like everyone is just really apathetic and almost narcissistic. It's like it almost feels like I care way more sentimentally about relationships and friendships than other people do. And I know I must be tripping, there's no way. But I swear all this kind of started during COVID. I don't know what it was, whether it's because we were all in the house all the time. I think one important aspect is like the touting aspect or the grassing aspect. So over lockdown, I remember people having get-togethers or like parties, and obviously this was the point where we weren't supposed to be seeing anyone, so people would like tell on their neighbors that had parties. Next minute they'd have the police at their house and shit. So I feel like after that, people really sort of closed and made their circles smaller. You know, there was a real vibe of distrust in the air since then, to do with establishment, to do with authority, and then now to do with your neighbours as well. I think the media is a big part as well. Like, we're so engrossed, you know, just our phones for starters, but yet we find it so hard to communicate with people. Like, how many people in the past couple of years have you hit up and they haven't replied for whatever reason? But it's like, you know, they're on their phone pretty much constantly, and it's like, yeah. It's a bit of a grey area because, you know, I don't think anyone should have that unrestricted, immediate access to you. But it's also created the flip side of that, where people are now dangerously avoidant. And what's making this avoidancy even worse is like the spread of mass propaganda on social media through sensationalist posts, you know. News articles like every day being pushed to make you feel fear, anxiety, doom. It's like, this is what the monster feeds off, these exact emotions, and we just fall right into its trap every time. Like, you know, women are getting pushed propaganda that's telling them every man is a predator until proven otherwise, and they should go and start an OnlyFans, and they should have a sugar daddy, and if your relationship isn't exactly like this, you should leave him. And she's constantly getting brainwashed by TikTok, and men are getting fed propaganda about the next OF girl who's just made more money than you'll ever make in your life on her first day on OF, while you have to go clock in for your McDonald's shift in 6 hours. You know, we're all losing hope of even being able to afford a home or a house when we're older. What I imagine right now is that we will be time sharing these places, essentially, like that South Park episode. And that's not even going into, you know, the whole looks maxing shit and the whole girls side of that and what that's doing to the dating sphere and everything else. I think that's a whole topic for another video. And it's just, yeah, we're all just running on conjecture at this point. Everyone thinks they know what's right, but we've got absolutely no idea. I think another thing that got really laden into daily life is like politics. This especially happened during lockdown. I've never been a political person, and the first time I got really introduced to politics through just sheer frequency of the posts I was seeing was definitely during lockdown. And now, you know, it's part of every motherfucker's identity, you know, whether they're left or right. It's just absolute lunacy at this point, because, you know, you look at either side, it's just a bunch of retards. And obviously this era of social media, you know, everyone is just consuming constantly. Like, the amount of people from your life and from your past that look at your posts but don't interact, I just find it so odd. Like, so many people have just got addicted to straight consumption. I was walking down the hallway in my accommodation, and I noticed every time I walk down the hallway, the only thing I hear is like the audio blaring out of people's phones from short form content. And it's like, people really spend their lives like this. And I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anyone. I get caught in the loop all the time of, oh, you know, I said I was gonna go to bed a couple hours ago, and I'm still scrolling reels. But some people finish work 5 p.m. They get home and they're on that phone until they sleep, plus on their phone at work or school. So like, we're all attached to our phones the most we've ever been, but yet we're the hardest to get through to than we have been before. How does that make sense? I think another thing about the whole people being apprehensive about who's in their friend group now is the whole cancel culture phenomena. Because even I have examples in the past few years, me and the guys, we've let someone new into our group, and like it turns out they're in, doing some mad fuck shit, and we have to deal with that. And it's like, it's a bit of a headache, innit? So I can kind of understand that. But it's really created this culture where people feel surveilled constantly and like surveyed. Like they're constantly being like held against this litmus test of how politically correct you are. And it's just really unnecessary. So how do we fix all this, honestly? I think everyone needs to introspect a little bit more, figure out what triggers them. So many people walk around all day just getting triggered constantly and they don't even know why. You could dig to the root of these problems and undo them. I think people need to reach out more. We definitely think about things a lot more than we do them, but take action on those thoughts. Like, you're gonna give your aunt a call a couple weeks ago, but you forgot. Give her that call, man. She'll mention something in that call that'll make your week. Guarantee it. People love romanticizing the past, and I'm even doing it in a sense with this video, like asking what happened to people, implying that people are no longer the same. But you can start romanticizing life whenever the hell you want. Like, in some people's eyes, I've had fuck all this year, but I've been the happiest I've ever been, and I just want everyone to sort of get to that position themselves so they can experience other people to a fuller extent. Because we're all held back by all these programs and beliefs. You'll be with your homies and they'll be talking, oh, let's go get some food, bro, and like the first thing that pops into your head is, I don't have enough money or something. That's just an example from some of the sort of past things I would have went through. I was always the broke friend. But you can lock in 6 months to a year and reprogram these beliefs and just watch how quickly the tables turn. I'm serious. I want everyone watching this video to take a bit responsibility this year. 20 minutes meditation a day, 40 minutes. Make some art, do some reflecting, do some journaling. You'll learn more about yourself, you'll grow. And I'm far from perfect. I just want people to be on this journey with me. I think my next video is gonna be how to reprogram your subconscious mind. I've been on that tip for like 4 years at this point, so I'm just gonna give a lot of my sort of insights and the stuff I do and the stuff I have done. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Appreciate everyone that made it this far. Leave a little like, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. I'm the Chill Mystic, and I'm out. Peace.